Greetings, metal community, and welcome back to my channel. Update this time. It will be a lot of death metal. I'm gonna push them away so you don't get any previews of what I'm gonna show. Mostly in the vein of death metal, at least. There are some kind of variants of death metal, but yeah. A lot of 2025 releases that I didn't get in, so they weren't. Yeah, I couldn't be on any of my lists, but one album that would have been there if I had received it a little bit earlier, and I would have put this in death metal, but it is kind of black death doom, and that's Arkhaaik with Uihtis. This album is fucking phenomenal. Just a massive wall of sound. Only 4 songs, long songs, but it's well, it's in the vein of really cool picture. If you like bands like Bulser and the Runes of Beverust, those 2 bands, you will probably enjoy this as well. A really cool poster came with it as well. These guys are from Switzerland, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think so, or maybe Austria. Let's see if this says anything about. Yeah, one of these guys are in a tiger. I'm not sure. Maybe it's Austria. It doesn't really matter. But I'm gonna play a snippet for you here now because this is awesome. Yeah, as I said, this is one of the most crushing albums that I picked up from 2025. I did pre-order it, but you know, when you order stuff together with others, you don't always get them when you want. I was supposed to get it before Christmas, but yeah. It is on black vinyl. It is out on, yeah, Eisenwald and, yeah, it's kind of associated with something, but yeah, fucking killer album. So go and listen to Arkhaaik. It's just fucking crushing. For fans of Runes of Beverust, as you heard, and you know, Bulser, just fucking awesome. Another killer band, you know, from Portugal, I think. This is the Ominous Circle. Cloven Tongues of Fire, another one that probably would have been on my death metal list if I had received it a little bit earlier, but comes with a cool little booklets. Yeah, again a little bit twisted death metal, but these guys are fucking great. I think it's on proper black vinyl. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people talk about several of these that I'm going to show, so I'm not going to sit there and waste your time, but talking a lot about it. But this is also a very kind of dark death metal album, I would say, and it is fucking excellent, as I expected it to be. But you never know with bands that put out a good album, and then you never know quite what's happening with the next one. But yeah, the Ominous Circle, another kick-ass album from last year. this is another one that I've seen several people talk about, and this is yeah, Metaphobic, of course, with Deranged Excruciations out on Everlasting Spew. The reason why I got this was a little bit late was kind of, you know, Everlasting Spew always released the CDs first and half a year later the vinyl. So sometimes I just forget an album. But I think Simon and at least Jeff showed this, I think, in his last update. And yeah, another very kind of crushing death metal again. I need to spend a little bit more time with it, but you know, after a couple of initial spins, you know, this was definitely a grower. I wasn't like too sure in the beginning, but it turned out to be great, and I think with another 4 or 5 spins, this album will, yeah, again, an album that I'm pretty sure would have ended up in the top 20 on the death metal side. Same goes with the next one. This is Excarnium with Inexorable, Entropy. Another band that's not very active, but when they put out stuff, it's killer. Again, black vinyl. And this is no kind of different. Still a little bit, again, twisted. I don't remember if these guys are from Brazil. I think they are, but I'm not totally sure. Yeah, great stuff. I don't remember when the previous album came out, but it's been a while. But again, these guys are doing it right. Again, an album that are getting better for each spin. I just had this for a couple of weeks, so I need to get into it more. But this is definitely a band that you should check out if you're into the more, yeah, darker side of death metal or evil side of death metal. But again, this is well produced and well written, and awesome cover artwork as well. So yeah, as I said, I have a lot of 2025 releases, and these could all have been in the top 20 list, and made my list way more complicated than it was. But yeah, another excellent album is what's the name of this? Putrid, with All That We Hate. This is fucking intense, evil. You could almost say a little bit black and death metal, but I don't want to use it. I just want to say evil, fast, pounded, like really in your face death metal. Don't quite remember where these guys were from. I should have double checked that, but it's not their first album. I think this is second album and an EP, or maybe it's the third album. But yeah, I was not like totally into this album when I bought it. I thought it was a little bit too underproduced and a little bit too scruffy, and but man, this album kind of just creeped in on me because of its kind of energy and furious blasting. Just fucking evil. I mean, you can see on the backside, it is brutality without being brutal death metal. It's just the intensity and sets the mood right. Awesome album. If you have tried this and didn't like it, you know, give it a couple of extra spins, because it took me a while to really get into it. One of my kind of highly anticipated albums last year was Qrixkurr with what's the name of this album? The Womb of the World. This band has always been very different, but this time I feel they were a little bit too symphonic for my taste, and you know me, I'm not the biggest fan of symphonic death and black metal, but I'm kind of impressed, regardless, impressed about the songwriting here and the structure of it all. But yeah, no, there's a massive poster of the artwork, and it is on black vinyl. Dark Descent Records put it out, but yeah, it get a little bit too like Flesh God Apocalypse, kind of too much symphonic stuff, and I want kind of the guitars to rule the world. But the songs are very well written. It's just kind of yeah, it's over symphonic. But I will not give up on it just yet. But it was a little bit disappointed. But it was not like shocking. But I blind bought this based on the previous albums, and yeah, maybe 6 months from now this is a favorite of mine. I doubt it, but as I said, the songs are there. It's just over the top on the symphonic stuff. Another highly anticipated album last year for me was Voidceremony, and their Abditum record comes on a very ugly vinyl, sadly. But what to do? I mean, it really doesn't fit with the cover either, so yeah, I never understand these color choices that labels are doing, but what to do. Technical, progressive, death metal, really good album. I think these guys have evolved really kind of steady and nicely. There's no kind of big jumps on how they have performed their music. You kind of know in a way what to expect. I hope they don't get more progressive on this album, but I'm sure they will, because there's a couple of riffs and segments here that are a little bit borderlining for me when it comes to the kind of progressiveness of it, but like overall I think this is a kick-ass album once again, and yeah, and they have this natural progression, so I'm not, yeah, if they continue this, next album will probably not be for me, but probably a lot of other people who will love that. But yeah, another album I've seen several people talk about, so yeah. Another one that's, again, this is based on seeing other people's video, is the Grotesque Bliss release, called probably the same, and this is Death Doom in the vein of I don't think anybody will be offended if I say My Dying Bride worship, and you know, that's not terrible. Saw a lot of high praise for this. I will say I'm not blown away by it. It's a very good Death Doom release, but it's kind of, even though I miss the old My Dying Bride, it's a very, let's say, solid release, and I really enjoy listening to this, but it doesn't kind of wow me as some of the other people I've seen talk about this. But you know, if you like Death Doom and haven't checked it out, you sure should do, and especially if you like old My Dying Bride. Of course, there is a My Dying Bride cover, which I feel is a bit stupid, but I mean, it's very close to the original, and I don't see quite the point with it. But you know me, and yeah, cover songs, it's not something that I want on a full length anyway. But yeah, overall, very solid Death Doom album, and you can't go wrong with this, and you will enjoy it when you put it on. For sure. And yeah, it's a very good release, but as I said, you know, maybe the hype for it, or kind of people talking it up, was not fulfilling my kind of expectations in a way. But one album I wasn't I was pretty sure I wouldn't pick it up, but I did anyway, and I'm glad I did. And that's Sepulchral from France with beneath the Shroud. Very weird but cool artwork. And out on Soul Cellar Records. This is a band that plays, I would say, old school death metal for sure, but it's not sounding like everybody else. It's really, it's hard to explain. There's some the vocals are a little bit like Necros Christo, so this is kind of a little bit occult death metal, I would say. Acheron as well, you know, it's more in that vein, and I really like this album. And this is a grower for sure, because the first couple of times I listened to it, it was like, it was okay, but this really turned into be a kind of a little bit of a favorite the last couple of months. I actually had this for, yeah, got it late December, I think, but I didn't get it earlier, or didn't listen to it enough to get it on the death metal list. But again, this might again have been one, so maybe half my list would have been, you know, changed. But this, if you want something a little bit different, and it is sounding in the way like production-wise, guitar-wise, vocally-wise. Vocally-wise, it's more towards, I would say, like Necros Christus, a little bit of that clearer but raspier death vocals. But also Acheron was a band that I thought of when I heard more of the sound than the more, or the not necessarily the song riffs themselves, but the kind of the sound and the feel you get for it. It's kind of a little bit like occult feel to it. I love it. And this will be the last of the 2025 releases. Toughness, again, another album that I've seen a lot of people show, and I think they are from Poland, but they kind of sound Finnish, a little bit demolic vibe to them, and you could say the same about the music. I can't say the same about the vinyl color. It's not horrible, but it's kind of a green jade marble thing. There are some similarities with this kind of ball in the middle there, so it's not the worst I have seen, but they have tried at least. It's out on Gods of War. Yeah, as I said, if you like that, it's kind of a deep Finnish vocal style. It doesn't sound Polish at all for me. I don't like the kind of semi-pingy snare drum, but that's me. But really cool songs, a little bit technical, a little bit. They are short, but it's kind of a very cool album, cool artwork as well. Really enjoyed this album as well. I don't know if this would have been in the top 20, but it would have been close. But yeah, maybe if the snare was perfect. Yeah, but great, another great album from Poland. Poland did release a ton of good stuff last year, so I'm quite impressed by the quality of this album as well. So be fun to follow these guys in the future. So the next stuff here is more reissues, and well, this is an older EP. I had to pick up Sepulchral Curses EP as well, just to complete my collection. I haven't listened to this in years, so I don't know quite how it sounds, but it was the only thing I was missing from this excellent Finnish band. So yeah, they released one of the best albums last year, so that's why I picked it up. And this I had to have. This is Evoken with Shades of Night Descending. This is the demo from, yeah, when was this recorded? 94, 95, 94. And if you haven't listened to these demos, you should, because these are excellent. This might be my favorite release by Evoken. And if you see the logo and you hear this album, or 5-track EP demo, you will understand why the new album sounds like it does, because this is kind of in the same vein. This is kind of there are faster parts like the new one, and it's just a absolutely fantastic demo collection. It sounds very good, very well done. This is out on Hammerheart Records. So if you have never heard this Evoken release, you need to, because this is actually essential Evoken material. So fucking brilliant, and I was very happy to get it on vinyl and revisit this. So I picked up the vinyl of Apophenia. This is the first vinyl. This came out in 2024, but this is the first time it's on vinyl. One of my favorite Polish technical, slightly brutal death metal killer band. Talked about this release before, and I will probably talk about this band again, because Deivos is pure quality from Poland. Then I picked up the reissues of Unorthodox, and this is the vinyl remix CD and mastered CD, and the mastered vinyl comes on a not fantastic color variant, but a magenta or whatever you call it. Yeah, but that's the only variant there is, and I wanted this because my older version of this is different colors and stuff like that. So yeah, I will just switch out the music because the Arkhaaik is done for now. So be right back. So yeah, as the professional I was, I didn't pause it, I stopped it, so it might be a glitch when I put them together. Yeah, I choose to put this on Excarnium from, as I said, I think they're from Brazil. Awesome album. Enough brutality in it. But yeah, back to the reissues of Edge of Sanity's Unorthodox. There are some difference between the original. This is the CD version, of course. The original CD version from Black Mark, as everybody knows, has these terribly annoying fold-outs, which have been folded out so many times that you are afraid it will be broken. And of course the original artwork looks like this, stylistically old school. So the New Century Media, as I said, have a kind of, they're very similar covers really, but it is a slightly, if I can get, I don't want to take out the booklet, but the discs look like this, and yeah, fancy color, but it doesn't matter really. There are, as I said, some difference, because on the remix they didn't have the original tape for the Curfew of the Damned, so it's not on the remix, but they put in the Human Aberration, which was a bonus track on the was like only on the Japanese CD, original CD press. So it's a song that I haven't been on any of the other reissues, I think, prior to this one. So of course, Curfew of the Damned is one of my favorite songs on this album, so it's kind of shame that you didn't get it on the remix, but once again, you know, the remixes are very well done. Remasters are sounds good, you know, it sounds strong and powerful, but kind of hold my finger up on the original press. And yeah, we have talked about, or we people in the community have always talked about why they don't kind of manage to get the colors right. I prefer the newer one because it's clearer. This is a 2003 reissue, so I don't know if it's different from the original, but I don't think so. But you never know. This is the backside on it. And again, there are some different stuff on these albums compared to the original. So that's kind of a little bit confusing, but it's only because on this reissued CD they have put all these 3 tracks dead last, but on the original CD they are like in between. So because these 2 first tracks here was meant to be bonus tracks, so on the remaster or reissue now they have kind of put it as they wanted it to. And on this vinyl edition there is the song yeah, the Day of Matering is not on this album. I don't know why, but yeah, it's what they have chosen to do, and you know, it's the band themselves who have done this, so I guess. I haven't read the whole booklet, you probably get it explained in the booklet. There's a cool interview with several band members on there, so yeah, just cool to have it. And the reason why I bought it is that this older version of mine is slightly worn out, so just yeah, starts to get a little bit noisy when I play it. So yeah, and there are some difference between them, so might annoy people or something, but as I said, for the original CD they kind of didn't find the original tape for that Curfew on the Damned. That's why it's not on the remix, and the kind of Japanese bonus song has taken its place. Quite alright. Another album that I never had on physical format before is Acheron's Rites of the Black Mass. Big fan of this band, always been since I discovered Lex Talionis was my first encounter with them. This is the Kenyan reissue that they did now. As I've heard, Vincent Crowley seems very pleased with this release, and I understand why. You know, I now brushed up on things a little bit, so that's cool, and it's very nice to have this in my collection on physical formats and on vinyl. Of course, sounds really good, and I think most of you knows this band and have heard this album, but it's a great album. Another one, this was saw Shaun the Beast and Dylan HM2 Powell had bought this on Bandcamp. I always forget this. This is Poltergeist from Sweden with Effigy of the Grotesque. Yeah, one and done EP, mini album, whatever. Really cool Swedish. I wouldn't say it's a hidden gem, but it's really good, and it costs. I think the vinyl itself costed £4 or £5, pounds or whatever it was sold in. So this is a cool. It's bare bone reissue, but really cool to have this one. I knew of this when it came out, but I just forgot it. Maybe it was difficult to get hold of. But yeah, if you want some Swedish death metal from, I don't remember even when this was recorded, but cool piece to have, and I'm sure you have seen Shaun Beast shown this. But I mean, I don't know how much it cost, but it costed me like €10 to get it over to Norway. That was with the vinyl and shipping, and that's a pure steal in my book. We're going to Chile with Chilean. Sorry about this fucking annoying plastic sleeve, but Torturer from yeah, as I said, Chile. This came out in 1992. So this is a nice reissue by Nuclear War Now. Comes with this very heavy, like fanzine type of booklet, which is awesome, really cool. Pretty damn good death thrash. I would say they are a little bit like Apostasy, if you want to kind of compare them to something more familiar. But yeah, I don't know what the hype sticker. Yeah, but pretty damn good. Go and check it out. This is a slightly hidden gem, I would say, from Chile. Shows that the Chile scene was better than I knew of back in the days. At least I only knew of Apostasy for a long time, but it shows that all these countries have hidden gems. Great riffing, of course, as always, and the intensity. You got that South American intensity. It's always good. And I'm gonna end with another reissue of an old classic, and I'm gonna show the original and the reissue, and talk a little bit about the difference. I kind of like the cover of the new one, but you know, Cadaver from Norway, Hallucinating Anxiety, the first death metal album from Norway, and there's the reissue that's calling, you know, it's called the same. The difference is there's more tracks on there, and that's because they have made a new. They have changed up the sequence here, and that's quite disturbing. But I understand why, because this is side 89 and this is side 90, so they took it how they recorded it. But this intro is new to the album, and you get kind of the original intro with some extra on side B, which is not how I'm used to listen to this album, so that was kind of disturbing. They also made a outro for this release. They were made last year, and there is one song that is not on the first album. I don't remember what song that was, but that doesn't matter. It's a song that is not on the original album. So quite different, but also a cool one to do. This originally came out on Necrosis Records, and this one is on Listenable Records. So yeah, you can take out the booklet, or it's a cool poster of the there is no booklet because there was no booklet on the original, but there's a big ass poster of the cover art, which is a pretty damn cool cover. So yeah, sounds pretty good. They have, of course, you know, remastered it, and it sounds a little bit clearer actually than the original. But you know, this has the charm, and this has the kind of sound, and will I pick this over this? I will pick this any day, but that's just because a little bit of the tracking of the songs are, you know, I'm used to the original, and it kind of it doesn't seem like the same album. You get a cool postcard and a kind of beer, cause. So yeah. But if you haven't had this album, and I'm guessing the originals might be expensive, this is well worth picking up. This is a really good death metal release from Norway, and I think a lot of you know about this band, but yeah, it's just this is more grotesque and fits the music maybe better. But yeah, you know, some reissues are very cool, and different, and that's okay. And I think you kind of have to respect that the band wanted to do it as they firstly wanted it to be. So if they had different ideas than the record company, I think it's cool that they are going back and changing it into how they wanted it to be. So that's cool, and I do understand that they wanted kind of the older songs on side A and the newer songs on side, or it's just how they recorded it. So yeah, but yeah, that was it. Probably a long ass video. I still have a ton of shit to show, and the next one will be black metal, I'm pretty sure. I do also have some thrash heavy metal stuff to show as well, but that will be in a later video. So hope you have enjoyed this. As always, thanks for watching and commenting, and yeah, give me your thoughts, always appreciated. So until next time, be short.